Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be doing a flip through of this book, Power of Two. This is a one-to-one coaching system designed to help children and adults build confidence with basic number facts. These workbooks are meant to be ideal for children with dyslexia or dyscalculia or anyone who needs extra support in maths. I recently purchased this for my 7-year-old daughter who's been finding maths a bit challenging. And her teacher has actually started using this book with her at school. So I thought it would be great to have a copy at home so we can work through it together for some extra practice. You may have seen in one of my previous videos, I did the toe by toe book, which is a workbook for dyslexia. So for my eldest child who has severe dyslexia, and it worked really well. So I thought I would purchase this one and see how it goes with my daughter. So before we take a look inside the book, I'm going to take you to the official website so we can see what it's all about. Okay, so if you type in the Power of Two into Google, it will bring you to this website, which is the Dyslexia Shop. So there isn't a specific Power of Two website like there was for the Toe by Toe workbook, but it is from the Dyslexia Shop. So it's got a price here, $23.99. If you go down, it gives you a little bit of information about the book, provides a highly structured one-to-one maths coaching system. Coach can be anyone, a teaching assistant, mentor, teacher, parent, or friend. They call it the Power of Two because of the proven success of two people working together. Then it gives you a little bit of information about the product features, how long it will take you, and how on each page of the book there is a script that describes the mathematical exercise to be performed and shows you how the student should answer questions. It's got lots of other related products here, which you can try out. There's my toe by toe one. So obviously they create workbooks specifically for children with dyslexia or dyscalculia, or adults with dyslexia or dyscalculia. So you can add that to the cart. The Power of Two is also available on Amazon, slightly cheaper price, £21.98, and you can find the other books on here as well. Now, I also went to YouTube before I bought the workbook to see if it showed me any videos that I could use. And it had this one, which was how to use the Power of Two books from a YouTube channel called Help with Maths. And again, that kind of breaks down how you would sit together looking at the Power of Two book and working through it. This was actually a really useful video, although she doesn't sort of flip through every single page like I'm going to do in my video, but you might want to check out what videos they have on YouTube as well. Okay, let's get back to the workbook. Right, okay, so now let's take a look at the actual book itself. It's quite a hefty workbook. It does lay flat, so we can work through that quite easily. So on the first few pages, it explains how the book works. So welcome to the Power of Two. The Power of Two is so called because of the proven success of two people working together. So that's the idea that the two of you sit side by side and work through this book. On each page there is a script for the coach to read, or this could be read by the student. Best to work when it is used 4 or 5 times a week, with each session lasting for about 10 to 15 minutes. I've been working through this with my daughter, and we literally do, it takes about 5 minutes to do the first few pages. So there's no contents page, just to note, because it's designed to be followed step by step without skipping ahead. You need to really work through the whole book, even the really basics at the beginning, because it's all about repetition. So then it tells you about using the book. The Power of Two requires that each question is answered correctly on 3 consecutive occasions on different days. When a question is answered correctly, a tick should be placed on the line, and if it's not answered correctly, then a dot. Once you've ticked it 3 times, you don't need to ask it again. This is very similar to the Toe by Toe book. Here's an example. It's given the dashes for a correct answer and dots. So I've started at the very beginning with my daughter, and the first section goes through the basic number facts, making sure the learner is secure with the fundamentals before moving on. So this section was just reading the numbers out loud, and I put the date. And so I would cover this with a piece of paper and she would just read out the numbers 5, 21. So obviously some of those are really easy. However, once we get up to the thousands, those were causing her some confusion. So we've done a few dots and we will go over those. So literally the first time we started this, I did this page, and a little bit of the number bonds and these 2 pages, and that was it. And that was what she was doing at school as well. So it's a really clear and uncluttered layout, which is really important for children or adults that are struggling, because if there's too much going on, too much information, we just can't cope with that. So we need it really simple. And again, I covered each one. So she was just focusing on the one that we were asking about. There is also space for working out. It says use this space for your notes and working out. So there is room for them to do so, or you could have another piece of scrap paper or something that they can doodle on if they need to. So as you move through the book, it gradually becomes more challenging, covering doubling and halving, number patterns, fractions, decimals, and so on. I'll just give you a little flip through there. So we've got doubles, pick and mix to 10. Then we're moving on to multiplication, division. So even for your much older kids, I think I did read that one child was taking their GCSEs and they just used this again as another form of revision. It's all about repetition and just getting that kind of quick mathematical technique down instead of spending ages working something out. It's got time. What else? Decimals, fractions, adding and subtraction. And then once you get to the back of the book, now completed the power of 2, you could even go back over sections that maybe you found, or your child found slightly harder, and rub out the answers and redo those sections. So this is definitely one of those books that builds confidence over time, small steps, lots of repetition, and one-to-one interaction really can make a difference. And I intend to cover this with my daughter, and then obviously she's also doing it at school as well, so it'll be like a double whammy to help her gain confidence and to really get to know her numbers. So I hope this video has given you the gist of what the workbook is all about. Do take a look at the website. I think this is going to be really beneficial for my 7-year-old daughter. If you use this book already, please do let us know in the comments box whether you found it useful, how you're using it, maybe why you're using it, and also any maybe negatives about it. Was there anything that you found didn't work? Because that's always useful for us to know as well. At the moment, I'm really pleased with it. The only thing I would say, obviously, is getting your child to do this 4 or 5 times a week can be a bit tricky. But I think if you do the sort of just 5 minutes, you sit down with them, everybody's really relaxed. Don't do it if they're really, really resisting, because they're not going to be in the right mindset. I shall leave all the links to the book and the website in the description box below. Obviously, this is not a sponsored video or anything like that. I purchased this with my own money and I have no affiliation with the Power of 2 company. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.